So the question becomes, what does your holiday art marketing strategy look like, right? And I love having Oprah there. She's looking at you going, what's it look like? Do you have one? Where is it? So that's the purpose of this entire presentation. We want to give you one and give you one that works quite well. So let's get into it. Your holiday marketing playbook. I love starting with analogies. I've been running this analogy for a while now. I show no signs of getting rid of it. And this is it, right? The holiday marketing is just like a soccer field, right? And just like a soccer field in a soccer game, there is a clock. There's a finite amount of time it's going to be around and it's going to work. Sales is the goal. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get as many sales as possible, score as many goals as possible. That yellow guy represents your art marketing playbook, your strategy currently, right? Or most people's strategy currently. And what do most artists do? They think their holiday campaign, that lone yellow icon, is Lionel Messi, who's the greatest player in the world, and he's going to score all day long for him. But there's a problem there. The problem are all these red guys, which represent all of the distractions the holidays inevitably bring. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's Christmas parties or ugly sweater parties or your kid's got a recital or a this or a neighborhood party or cat videos. It is one of the most distracted times of the year. Everyone's buying things, gifts, travel, all the rest of it. And so if you think that your lone guy Messi is going to score against all those red guys, you're in trouble. You do that, you're going to lose. Attention today is too fleeting in addition to too many distractions. So what is an artist to do, right? How is an artist to survive against these odds, these distractions? And this is what makes the analogy great. You're going to put some additional players on the field that are going to work with your star player, Lionel Messi, to score more goals. They're all going to work together as a team, and they're going to all work in harmony as a team, and you're going to end up getting your message across. Who are the other players? You can see you've got email, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, video, cat with lasers coming out of his eyes. All of those things need to get on the same page, all be working together with one another, and that's how you get noticed. You do that, you get the attention, and you win, right? It's just being taught how to align the pieces and get them all working together. This literally works 100% of the time it's tried. It's just crazy, crazy effective. So what do you need? You need a proper website equipped to sell art. You need an email service provider like a MailChimp, an Aweber, a Constant Contact, Drip, whatever. You need an email list, and we'll get into that in a second. You need a Facebook page and an Instagram account, a Facebook ads account, and your email list uploaded to Facebook. That's in a perfect world. But, regardless of where you are and how sophisticated you are in terms of your marketing abilities and acumen, you can still use this playbook. All of it takes practice, so you just run what part of it you can run, and you get to the other parts as you get better. You will do much, much better than most, even running the most basic parts of this thing. So let me lay out the plan so you understand it, and then you can determine what you can and can't do, and you just take on what you can and you roll with it. So the steps and the why. This whole thing can feel complicated, but once we break it down into its little steps, it's actually going to sound easy, which it is to do, believe it or not. So the big picture, we need a game plan. Here it is. We're going to create a special offer, i.e. a discount. We're going to give that discount scarcity, i.e. it's going to have a finite amount of time until it expires, and everybody's going to be made aware of that. And then we are going to do a coordinated email and blast all channels all at once, right? Okay, simple enough. Quick aside, this is just so telling in the world of all of this. This is Amazon stock like a week ago now or whatever. And what's weird about it is it announced its quarterly earnings and everything was way up. And what's weird about it is Amazon is an e-commerce company, an online merchant, i.e. just like you guys trying to sell art online. The fourth quarter is traditionally the biggest time of the year for this guy. Why did they do so well? They did so well because they invented a holiday out of nowhere, called it Amazon Prime Day, did an outrageous amount of discounting, and sold a crazy amount of art. So it stands to reason, how on earth did they do that? They did a discount. They gave the discount scarcity, i.e. Prime Day, i.e. 24 hours till it expires, and they blasted it everywhere with the help of the media as accomplices. So nothing new here. It's just about how we're going to apply it for you guys. It just works, and there's absolutely no reason you can't take Amazon's version, skin it down to your small world, and run with it. It's just that simple. It works, right? A lot of nuance involved. I want to keep rolling. I get into it so everybody understands everything. The stages of the game. I'm staying on the soccer analogy. I'm going to stay on it throughout. So the number one step is preseason training, off-season training, I like to call it. Number 2, the warm-up, so the warm-up's right before the game. Number 3, the actual offer, I call that the game. Number 4, when you resend emails to unopens, I'll give you that in a second, that's halftime. And number 5 is the last email you send in this chain. It's the 24-hour warning, the last minutes of the game, right? Preseason training. When are summer bodies created? They're created in winter, right? Something you should always be doing is emailing your list regularly, what we call romance content, i.e. non-salesy stuff, way ahead of the holidays. You should be doing this all year long. It's important to mention that. I realize that we're almost out of time. The holidays are upon us, but it's just important to say this because guess what? If one thing is certain about holidays, there's always another one coming up, isn't there? And so another opportunity to run this playbook. So depending on where you are, you're either regularly emailing your list romance type of content, i.e. non-salesy stuff. You're sending romance content, but you're sending it infrequently. You've never emailed your list, or you don't have an email list at all, right? It's okay. The playbook will still provide for you. The important concept to remember at this stage of the game is what not to do. What not to do is have the first time you've emailed your list, or have the first time you've emailed your list in a long time and immediately whack them over the head with, hey, it's nice to see you, buy my art, right? That's not going to work. You don't want to be that guy or gal. You want to have some romance involved. And so I've got some tactics that we can use for that. And so the important thing to do is before you even think about sending the discount email, you've got to send an email that doesn't have any sales in it. There's important psychological stuff that I want to get into, but it's a critical first step. All right, you're going to have a way better success. What would an email look like? Non-salesy language, your name, and then a PS where you maybe just tease the fact that the sale's coming. P.S. The holidays are coming. I don't discount often, but when I do, it's around the holidays. Stay tuned for future emails. So I'm an incredibly visual person, so I put together an entire visual flow of this entire thing. For this, I assumed that my name was Patrick's Photography. I like riding motorcycles out in the desert. I take pictures out there, so I'm calling myself, what do I call myself? PatrickGlamusphotos.com, all right? So this is the first email that you would send, and this is an absolute visual representation of it. And so the subject line is motorcycles, dogs, and sunsets, right? Hey, dear Steve, the only thing better than a wheelie and Glamis is nothing, right? There's my name, Patrick Glamis Photos. P.S. I don't often have sales, but when I do, the discounts are steep like the Glamis sand dunes. Stay tuned, and as always, ride safe. So if you send an email like this to warm your list up, that doesn't have any 10% off, that doesn't have any buy now, that doesn't even have a buy anything button, there's nothing psychological on here that says you are trying to sell me, which is an important thing to understand. There's just a photo, but what am I doing? I'm taking the opportunity to use the PS to tease the fact that a sale is indeed coming. That's an important, critical stage. So that is the type of email that I would send first. Obviously, you would nuance and skin this to your voice, your style, your art, right? So this is number 1, pre-season training email. And I realize that on these Facebook broadcasts, these images are kind of small. Don't worry, I have all of them zipped up into one PDF where you can download all of them and you can look at them in detail. And that's from throughout the rest of this thing. So if you want all the images, type report in the Facebook comments. Just report like Paul did and like we did, Art Storefronts. But you just type report and the thing will send it to you. If you've already typed report, you don't need to do it twice. But that will send you all the images. Okay, let's keep rolling. So regardless of where you are, you can start with this part of the technique. Like the early birds should start doing this today. Like if you're going to send your sales email in 3 weeks, send a couple of these emails ahead of that, talking about your content, and throw a PS and just let them know your biggest sale of the year is coming, right? Now, that's preseason. Now let's go into number 2, what I like to call the warm-up. The warm-ups before the game. And in this warm-ups, you want to email your list and let them know the deal is coming and give them more details about it, right? This is like right when you're about to get ready for the game. And so what you do, this is not an example of this email. It's like, okay, I'm done with wheelies for at least the next 48 hours. Why? I need to get the store ready for the steepest, craziest sale I have all year. Store favorites like this wheelie time here, right? And I'm showing an image, speak soon, whatever, link to my website. So I'm letting them know that in the next 48 hours, this sale is going to happen. So it's another way to warm them up, to tease the fact that a sale is coming, to potentially get their attention. And, there's a technique on the internet, and it's called an SHI, you know that word, post. And it's, I am done with wheelies, right? This is just a quick little aside and some tradecraft. I am done with wheelies. You would be like, I am done with art. And somebody would see that email and they'd be like, wait a minute, you're done with art? What? And then they look at this for at least the next 48 hours, right? It's just a sneaky little way, but you can use that technique. It works really well on open rates. Anyway, stages of the game so far. Now we've knocked out preseason. We've knocked out the warm-ups. Now we're into the main event. The game has started. The offer, right? So some notes on the special offer. The pro tip here is it really doesn't matter. You got to do what works for you. Some people discount heavy, some others don't. Just make sure that you have some sort of discount and serious discount on the table, right? Like, then email it to your list. We have extensive documentation on this. I'll talk about that later, about what the offer would potentially look like. So here's what my email looks like. Subject line, start your engines. The sale is on. Hey, Steve, it's Monday. From now till Friday, we've gone full tilt. It's supposed to say tilt. There's a typo there. I make typos all the time. So you're going to say, take 20% off store-wide using coupon Wheelie Time. Deal expires Friday at midnight, right? There's the date sensitivity there. Friday at midnight. And when it's gone, it's gone. So knock out some of your gifts, the ideas with my best sellers, right? There's the email. Okay. Now we've sent out an offer email. This next step is, everybody sends number 3 regardless, right? Even if you don't understand this playbook. No one ever sends number 4 because they're too scared. You resend your email to those that did not open it. The majority of ESPs, email service providers, like MailChimp, like Aweber, like Drip, like whoever, they make it extremely easy to do this. But the idea is that most people are going to ignore your email, and so you want to resend to the people that didn't unopen it. And you can do that in your ESP. You just say, hey, 24 hours later, 48 hours later, please send this email again to those that didn't open it. Most people are going to ignore your first email. Again, holidays, shopping, parties, ugly Christmas sweater party, busy, okay? Didn't see your email. So you got to send them a second one. I really like personally this ICYMI. It doesn't need to be any more difficult than this. It could be the exact same email you sent before with an ICYMI. And it's, or Y, yeah, in case you missed it. It's our biggest sale of the year right now, right? And I don't want you to miss it. Hey, Steve, just here it was. You might have missed it. Sometimes you change up the photo. I think I changed up the photo in this one. But simple, right? You send that to the unopens and you're in business. So now the resend is taken care of. The last email that you send, number 5, is the 24-hour warning. And this is the last minutes of the game, staying on the analogy. So number 5, the deal is expiring email. The last email you send, let in your list know the deal is going to expire in, say, 24 or 48 hours, depending on how you want to run yours. 24 hours left till the sale leaves the desert, I say in the subject line. Wanted to send a final reminder that the sale is about to write off. You have 24 hours left to lock in your biggest discount of the year. Take 20% off, store coupon code Wheelie Time. You could add in some more language, deal expires. And again, yes, the images are small. I want you to have all these images. Just type in report. Our bot will send them to you. And, you don't have to worry about them now. You can just glance at them and you can look and see how I did it. But, it's summing it all up. It's 5 to 7 emails, all hyping up and promoting a single offer. That alone, those 5 to 7 emails, that alone is more than what 98% of artists out there are going to do. You do that and only that, and you're going to win. You're going to do significantly better than you did the last year. It's just the start of the playbook, though. That's the collegiate level. It's not even collegiate level. It's like Frosh Soft high school. So let's talk about going pro. Let's talk about going pro. Why? Because nobody wants to read your SH. You get it. Great book by Stephen Pressfield. I absolutely recommend you read it if you're into that type of thing. It's about making you a better writer, but it's just so true. Nobody is going to read your emails or click your links or buy your art. They're too damn busy, and this is just the truth. There's too much noise. The holidays are too crazy. You want that to happen, right? To have them see your emails. But in order to do that, you got to stack the deck. You have to do everything you can to make them read your emails, and you need to be remarkable, and I'm going to show you how to do it, at least how to do it way more effectively than most. So how do you do that? You coordinate everything you have in your arsenal, and you get them all playing at the same time. Let's go back to the analogy. Everything that you have in your arsenal are your players on the board here. The key to this entire technique is how you rearrange those pieces on the board at the various different stages of the game and get them all working together so you could score more goals, i.e. get more sales. Now then, all your players are a team, right? You get them moving together and playing together. I pretty much covered that. You do this, and you're going to look like Lionel Messi here, who just scored a goal. You're going to continue scoring goals because you're playing as a team. It's just such a great way to think of it. Another way to think of it is you are these Scottish barbarians, Mel Gibson and his buddies, You're at war with the English, and you're at a war for attention. Attention, right? That's what we're all after. No one's going to buy your anything if they don't even know your anything is for sale, right? So that's the key here. So you got to marshal your forces, line them up, and get ready to attack. So now let's go back to the stages of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Preseason we talked about. Preseason is over. But the warm-ups, they're coming. So track with me here. I've broken this whole entire thing up into beginner, intermediate, and pro. Idea being, no matter where you are, how sophisticated you are, how you feel like you can market, do not let any one bit of this overwhelm you. It's important that you read it, you understand it, you start going where you can go, you get in where you can get in, you give it a shot, you learn, you get better. These holidays come up all the time, every year, and what are we in this game for? We're in this game for life. So it's a great thing to get good at. Now then, warm-ups, beginner. What you're going to do is you're going to email your list. At the same time you email your list, you're going to have an organic Facebook post, by the way, free, and you're also going to have an Instagram post, free. All are going to be coordinated with the same message, right? Here's my email to the left. You remember this. I'm done with wheelies. Okay. Here's my one to the right. The wheelie party is over. For the next 48 hours as I get the store ready, the biggest sale we have all year, stay tuned. So that's an example of a Facebook post. And you could use the same images or not. In my case, I'm on theme. Wheelies are my jam, so I've got wheelies going on, right? Wheelies on the motorcycles. Then we've got an Instagram post. Same image. The wheelie party is over. For the next 48 hours as I get the store ready for the biggest sale of the year. Okay, so that was the intro version. All of that is free. You can do that. You can send an email and at the same time do an organic Facebook post and do an organic Instagram post, right? The next level up, and I'm keeping this dead simple, would also be to do an Instagram story. So for the next 48 hours, and here's the story, the next 48 hours, going to be in the trailer cooking up some of my biggest sales of the year. Get ready. Keep an eye on your email, right? So there's a 3-pronged story that's happening. Oh, this thing always just gets so buggy when you try to go backwards and forwards. So there's a 3-tile story. All you got to do is make these 3 images in any image editing program you have. It's simple. It doesn't even need to be that good. It's just about getting their attention, right? Letting them know the sale's coming. Okay. So number 2, this is what the pros are going to do, right? The pros are going to do everything that you just saw. They're also going to do a Facebook ad and an Instagram ad. And this is when it really starts becoming next level because the ads just absolutely level things up to a crazy extent. And Gilad, I saw that you just typed in report, please. All you got to do is just type report, one word. All right. Here we go. There's the Facebook post on the left. There's the Instagram post on the right. You're going to go into Facebook and go into Instagram, and you're going to turn these into ads that you show only to your email list, right? Just to your email list. So now your email list is getting an email, is also seeing an organic Facebook post, potentially, is also seeing a Facebook ad, potentially, is also seeing an Instagram post, potentially, is also seeing an Instagram story, potentially, and is also seeing the Instagram ad, right? All of that working together. And before you go at it, I can't afford ads. What are you, crazy? Do you know how much money that is? Any idea, by the way, with a small list, what this would cost you in ad spend? You can get this done for $5 a day. Some of you with a tiny list can get this done for $2.50 a day. Big list, $10 up to $50 a day. You can afford to do this, cut down on the pumpkin spice lattes for a couple of weeks, and invest in your career, run these ads. They just work. Why does this work, right? And I don't know if anybody else recognizes Fire Marshal Bill. I used to love this dude. But why does this work? Let me give it to you visually why this works so well. And I don't know how well it's going to be showing YouTube video of the YouTube video. But just watch this for a minute. Watch this in all its gloriousness. What have we there? That's your email, your Facebook post, your Instagram post, your Instagram ad, your Facebook ad, your Instagram story. And look at them. They're all working together, pounding that spike into the ground. And look at how efficient it is. What if you just had one of those hammers swinging? How effective would that be? Right? I think that visual representation is just so key. That is exactly what we're doing here. And this works 100% of the time it's tried. I mean, these guys just nailed this thing into concrete, right? That's insane. So it's the best way to think about it is putting all of that stuff together and pounding that thing into the ground. So I think it just works 100% of the time it's tried. So we've covered warm-ups. Now let's get into the offer. Let's get into the resend. Okay, so this is number 3 and number 4, the offer plus the resend. I grouped these two stages together because really, in terms of a posting standpoint, they're the same, right? Like the offer and then the resend to unopens, it can be thought of as, it's two emails, but it can be thought of as just in one area. So again, you're going to email your list. You're going to resend to the unopens during that time. You're also going to have an organic Facebook post and an organic Instagram post. This is if you're a beginner. All of this is free. There's the email on the left with the photos. There's the Facebook post on the left. There's the Instagram post on the right, right? Again, it's the exact same steps that we did the first round, except you can see them all. And again, for those of you guys that are just jumping on or jumping on late, all you have to do is type report. We have a PDF with all the images, so you can look at them up close and see what this all looks like, the ads and all the rest. If you're intermediate, same steps again. You're going to email your list. You're going to resend to the unopens. You're going to have an organic Facebook post and an Instagram post, and you're also going to do an Instagram story. I love this. Take 20% off site-wide. Use coupon code Wheelie Time. Deal expires Friday at midnight. It's completely on. My biggest sale of the year is live, right? So there's an Instagram story. Again, all working together. If you're a pro, again, it's all of the above plus ads, right? And you also turn these two into ads. And you can see, number 3 and 4, what else do I have on here? Use anything that you have in your arsenal that we don't necessarily know about, right? Because all of you guys are going to have different circumstances and different channels that you can potentially make some noise in, right? So if you are someone that heavily markets on YouTube or Pinterest or phone calls or smoke signals, the kitchen sink, direct mail, thank you notes, however you want to do it, deliver cookies, now's the time. You throw it all at the wall. Just make sure it's all working together and all of your messages are pinging at the same time, right? So here's the example: Facebook ad, Instagram ad, right? And so now you're down to the last 24 hours, the last warning of the game. Again, beginner, it's all the same steps, guys. You email your list, organic post, Instagram post. There it is. Email, there's Facebook, there's the Instagram post, right? All simple, all free if you're a beginner. If you step up to the intermediate level, I love this technique in terms of Instagram stories, because when you think about Instagram stories, they're like slides. You just touch them, and you can move through them. And so you can go, deal expires in 24 hours, deal expires in 23 hours. You could potentially spread these things out all the way over a 24-hour period. And look, it doesn't have to be sequential. You could do 20 hours, 15, 10, 5, it's gone, Don't miss your chance to have some epic Wheelie Time on your wall for 20% off. So it's a really, really powerful way to use Instagram stories. And, you are showing your different bestsellers in these various different things. You're letting people know the deal expires. Like, you can really, really get creative on the Instagram stories. And depending on how you stretch out the dates, you should have the stories going the entire time, right? So that's just the pro level. And then obviously, number 5, if you're completely pro, you're going to have the ads going on. Again, the ads, which is more or less redundant. So that's what I have for the majority of the playbook.